right, welcome back to I Only Listen to 90s Music. We are back in the building, another packed episode. Let's start out with the Olympics. There's a lot going on here with this Olympics. How many seconds are we at? All right. We can now officially call Paris niggas in Paris.
That's exactly
Yeah,
Snoop and Flavor Flav have been out there living their best life.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's why I got my Arizona shirt on because it's the only red, white, and blue that I own. But okay, we are every 4 years. I get real patriotic on y'all asses, but also I will flip the script. And if Jamaica starts winning, then I start showing off the tattoo.
Oh, your tattoo.
So it's like wait a minute, hold on, okay. Oh, Jamaica winning, okay.
So how you gonna feel when Sha'Carri racing them Jamaican girls?
It's always a battle. It is always a battle when it's for track. That's always but for me it's if it's not us, cool. Like if we don't get it and Jamaica gets it, we still won.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel about it.
Is Usain Bolt competing or is he done?
Nah, that man has retired.
Okay, I ain't know.
That man is
so him and Phelps done, and this Simone Biles last run.
Yeah, like Phelps is up out of there, and he's.
I mean, honestly, Simone Biles is probably going to be the last what they call Olympic sport person we gonna know. I think with this new age, like what other person we know that's like a dope swimmer, dope anything else, even track wise with Sha'Carri. But I'm saying in general, even the names, the idea of the Olympics isn't as big as much anymore. We don't know like the name. We would know like FloJo, Jackie Joyner-Kersee,
Gail Devers.
But I think we just had a lot of stars at that time. And so, like I said, in that FloJo section, you did have like an Olympics would have a FloJo, a Gail Devers, it'd have Jackie Joyner-Kersee, and Jackie Joyner, we were cheering for her from the home team. So I think, and Carl Lewis, like there were just a lot more, I think, that we knew about. But now, like we do have Sha'Carri out there. You got to know a lot. I mean, there are definitely some Olympians that, I follow track anyway, so I'm always going to know who the people are. But I think with the sports, it just depends on if it's a sport that you care about. Like Sip said the other day, he's like, man, I wish they had football here. Like, I wish they did football. Like, I'm like, no, they're not going to do football at the Summer Olympics. Like, plus football isn't an international sport, but like soccer is. So.
They are doing flag football in 2028.
Oh, you done messed up.
Yeah. Flag football is coming to LA in 28.
First off, like, we'll get to that in a second, but like LA is going to be a movie, okay? And I don't know whether it's going to be a tragedy. I don't know if it's going to be a comedy. I don't know if it's going to be an amazing.
It may be a tragedy, a drama tragedy, because remember '84 they basically displaced a whole bunch of people and basically changed the landscape of LA to get everything going for the '84 Olympics. Like that's when they start having those. What was it called? Where the cops that was coming in. Remember at the beginning of NWA movie where they started that the Rampart dudes running through people's cribs was to get ready for the Olympics.
Mm.
Inglewood is up to good now because Inglewood
got SoFi and the new Clippers stadium and two of them.
But simply put, every city that ends up hosting an Olympics, like when it's all said and done, the city be fucked up when it's all said and done, right? If you ask me, I think Atlanta still ain't right from '96. So
that's what blew up Atlanta, really, right?
But like it's another. I'm trying to think. It's another city that I'm trying to think of.
Rio wasn't good. Athens didn't do well afterwards.
Barcelona.
Yeah, like so. It's a.
But Atlanta blew up. I think there's only certain cities that should have the Olympics. There's probably like 7 cities in the world that should have the Olympics because they already have the infrastructure already set up in the country to be able to do it.
Yeah, so it's so LA is next, and then I forgot who had 2032. I forgot. Like I actually looked it up the other day.
Australia.
Oh, thank you. Brisbane.
Yep.
See, I'm like, I know I looked it up the other day.
That's not a good one. That's not a good one. I see that. I see a review for the Brian Gumbo.
Sydney was 2000. Well,
it was 2000.
It was in
2000. Yeah, 2000.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But right now, niggas is in Paris. Like I said, we got first and foremost, the 2024 Olympic logo ain't shit but Mary J. Blige's silhouette. Period. It ain't nothing but Mary J. Blige with a honey blonde wig on. And they took the silhouette on the way to the dancery, okay? Ain't no hateration or holleration up in here. The USA, the Olympic ambassador and torchbearer, Calvin Broadus, aka Snoop Diggity Dog. Okay? And first up, my grandma loved Snoopy Dog. She called him Snoopy Dog. The Snoopy Dog on the TV, so she adored him. So grandmas love him.
Grandma loves Snoop.
Which to that point is why people are like, who? Like, I don't know who. People keep saying like, I don't know who chose for Snoop to be our ambassador, but I love it. I'm like, right. There's more love for him coming from both sides of the table than there is hate. And I love that part of it. We have united together as one, as a country, to say, you know what? We're okay with Snoop representing us in this way and carrying the torch. Flag bearers for the USA, LeBron James and Coco Gauff. Two dark-skinned Black Americans. Okay? Let's put that out there. All right? Okay?
Hey, that
Coco don't have no greasy hair. She don't have no loose curl pattern. All right? And then LeBron don't have hair. So point is that they didn't just choose like, oh, we just gonna handpick some people. Well, also with being a flag bearer, like your teammates choose you, but either way, right? With brand ambassadors, Fenty is a brand ambassador, right? And the big deal with that is that the way that Fenty is going in is that they are targeting actually the volunteers. So they have like 600 volunteers that are there, age 18 to 21, and Fenty is on there, like giving. So the volunteers are the people who basically bring the medals out to the award winners, all of that. And so Fenty is giving out makeup kits. They got makeup artist tutorials and all of that. So and again, these are volunteers. They're not getting paid to be there. So hey, at least I got something aside from carrying a basket some damn where. With Olay is an official partner, and Olay's cover girl right now is who? Sha'Carri Richardson, America's sweetheart, who we counted out 2-3 years ago
for smoking weed.
We were so mad that she smoked weed after her mother passed away, and everybody counted out, and now she's back with the Flavor Flav is sponsoring the women's polo team, women's water polo team.
And he's the hype man.
And he's the hype man. The women's water polo team, there's one Black girl on that team. There's usually no Black people at all, nowhere over there, but there's one Black girl on that team. Flavor Flav found out that, I mean, unless you're one of the bigger athletes or something, some of those other teams, those women, especially with women's sports, they struggle. They have to work 2 or 3 jobs in order to be able to pay. They don't have those sponsorships so that they can compete. He found that out and said, don't worry about it. I'll write a check. And I'm also beat her. So he's there, right? Like I said, Snoop is at every freaking thing. There's a... No, go ahead, Scott. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, speaking of like just staying with the niggas in Paris, like the Olympics looking like All-Star Weekend. We got all the celebs that going to the gymnastics, going to see Simone. They had Tom Cruise, Michael B. Jordan.
Bruh, it's
looking like a Super Bowl.
Are Black. They are very Black. Oscars so white, Olympics so Black.
Yeah, but also we got to remember 2020 Olympics. Everybody, it was like basically a COVID Olympics. Yeah. So some cats might have saved a little. I was gonna go to 2020, but we got nothing really
Tokyo in 2020.
So yeah, it was supposed to be in Tokyo. It got postponed. So those Olympics, that was like 2 years ago?
In 2021.
Yeah, that's when they finally had them. But so with that there is that. even though there was that postponement, I mean, I would say that does affect the athletes in the sense of you were preparing, or you have extra time, not only to prepare, but also extra time to get injured.
Yeah.
So like that extra year that you got of training may or may not have been a good thing. But like I said, this year I'm loving everything that I'm seeing. I'm loving, like I said, Snoop is everywhere. His commentary at the last Olympics with Kevin Hart, they loved it so much that they were like, Snoop, we need you back. You got to be.
Kevin Hart, he's doing commentary with Kenan.
Yep. Hold on. Mention the commentary. Did y'all see Snoop Dogg commentary of the steeplechase race?
Yes.
I ain't gonna run over time.
I didn't see it.
I'm hitting it off the tippy top. Okay, so yeah, I've seen it. Like,
I know we have all our clips already preloaded, but this one, that fool said, I didn't even know you could do that.
And that's the other part of this. The other great part about Snoop is that he's going to events that people don't normally watch. I hate to say something is not popular, right? But who was watching fencing unless you're already a fencing fan?
Yeah,
but he's out there taking pictures of fencing or the equestrian. Like, so with the equestrian thing, once he was talking about them crip walking, now people are like, well, hold on, I got to watch that. So he's bringing attention to lesser known sports, which is amazing. And then even with the women's sports, paying more attention to them. I'm loving it.
And this is the first year for breakdancing. The B-boy, I think, for the Olympics, because I always mess with Marty.
Yep.
I was like, man, you could have been in the Olympics.
Hey, look, them French and them Japanese is gonna win this. I don't see no American winning this. I don't know if y'all knew that. Them cats took over. The French cats,
they can't win because Chris Brown on tour.
Japanese. They took over. Hold on, here we go, y'all. Hold on, I got the Snoop clip for y'all. Hold on, for the people that have not seen Snoop commentate on the steeplechase. Hold on, here we go. Come on, Snoop. Of course, now. All right, keep talking now. Let me read down all this.
Then in that picture of Brian, I'm going to tell my kids he discovered America. That picture of him on the boat. He looking like Christopher Columbus.
Man, y'all gotta see this new thing, man. This is hilarious. All right, now I got it. I'm downloading the E3 version. I'm sorry about that.
Oh.
Here we go.
Right now, they're about to get to dipping, ripping, riding, slipping, and hopefully not sliding. Jumping over this hurdle. In the water. Oh, get up out of there. Oh, they coming behind him 7-8 deep like horses. I love it. Bunched in and they running slow, but oh, he's jumped on the top of the hurdle. You can do that? That was a cool trick right there. I like that one. He went off the tippy top.
And that's why everybody is loving it. It's because he is relatable, right? Everything that he's saying, you're probably thinking at home. And also, I commend him for not cussing.
Yeah.
Oh, but it took him a while. It took him a while to get to this point.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did.
Been hanging around Martha. Been around Martha for a minute.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's like, with me being in corporate America, I know how to turn it on and turn it off, right? But when you're not used to that, or you've been used to being able to just say whatever you want to say, and not saying that no one can turn it on and turn it off, but sometimes when you get a little too amped, it comes out, right? Like, just period. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be in work and you get a little too happy and it comes out. So with him doing live commentary and looking at this and saying things, like, I'd be like, oh, be careful. I'm like, oh, I know he gonna, like, but commend, like, absolutely great job, Snoop. And I look forward to what else you're gonna do. Like, I can't wait. Like, it's, again, Olympics are very Black right now. A lot of, even there's an activewear brand called Actively Black right? And I know, and in my Peloton
Oh,
groups,
I've seen that brand. I've seen that on Instagram.
a lot of Black people have been using them as opposed to wearing Nike or wearing Peloton brand, whatever. They are, so they're Black-owned sportswear. They currently are sponsoring Team Nigeria. What is the South Sudan, which wasn't even a country however many years ago, right? It's only been a country for so many years. What's the bag that all the girls like? The Telfar, wet bags, the Telfar, whoever. So Telfar is this, because it's not Teflar. I always kept on calling it Teflar. So it's Telfar. But it's this Black designer. I think Beyonce posted about him once and everybody went crazy trying to get these ugly bags. But either way, he is the one who did, I believe he did the outfits for South Sudan. So again, there's so much Blackness here. Right? And I think Vibe actually released, they have an article that lists every Black Olympian, every Black person at the Olympics, every Black athlete that's competing. So in whatever sport that you in, like these are the Black folks that are there. So I'm, like I said, every 4 years I get real patriotic. And then at the end of August,
we back to regular business.
I'm back to regular business. I'm back.
It's back. Then we get ready
I'll,
for this.
I'll be a nigga again, and that's where we are.
Then we get ready for this punk ass election.
This punk ass election.
Yeah. I just go vote. That's all I got. The go vote.
Go vote.
Next up, this is a movie I did not know we needed, but now I think we need it. After seeing the trailer for this, I think this is super needed now for some reason.
The whole world had a blind eye to the South. So at that time in the industry, the whole South was an experiment. So we decided to carry Memphis on our backs.
And we big fans of music. We do a little something ourselves.
Y'all ain't no rappers.
Don't make me have to shoot you. Give me Mook all your shit.
You actually owe me. Yo, Reg, who is these two motherfuckers, man? This Barry White looking motherfucker, this David Ruffin looking ass.
You know, the funnel cake niggas.
I'm coming out.
But the catch is, you gotta record in Houston.
Our longevity came from us just being who we is. What kept us is that we stayed the same, man. And the world loved us for that.
I promise you.
Them two niggas, they the ticket.
I'm coming out.
All right, that is the Comin Out Hard. I appreciate them blocking out the actual. It was actually, for people that don't know, it was actually Comin Out Hard was playing in the background, but that person to get around the parameters of copyright issues took it out, which I appreciate them for doing it. I didn't have to do that on the back end for that trailer. But it's the 8-Ball MJG Comin Out Hard trailer. Did not know I wanted to see this, but now I'm interested in this hood movie now.
Oh yeah, we on.
How Comin Out Hard came about? Stacey, you don't look too excited. Is I am.
I believe the story should be told. I don't agree with that. Whatever I just saw on that trailer.
People that doing it.
Like when you sent that clip earlier, and I was looking, but I wasn't looking. Then I had to stop and be like, "You got to be shitting me!" And like it was literally on today's episode of "I Know You Fucking Lying." So like, it's the wigs. Like y'all could have found some better like afro and curl wigs. Also, the Barry White line upset me because as a fan of one of my favorite movies is Trading Places, and when Eddie Murphy in the beginning, when Billy Ray Valentine is in jail and he's standing there and he's next to old boy Giancarlo Esposito and all of that, and they were like, he was talking about the fight that he had just been in, and they were like, why you ain't got no bruises? He was like, because I'm a karate man, and a karate man bleed on the inside, but you wouldn't understand that because you're a big Barry White looking motherfucker. That's where they took it from. Okay, like so, don't steal lines.
Or steal movie line.
Don't steal movie lines from Billy Ray Valentine. Like, don't be doing that. Like, I mean, not to say that no one else called somebody a big Barry White looking, but even the way that he says it, I'm like, yeah, because you saw it on Trading Places. That's exactly why you said it that way. Who's your writer? Y'all need to look up. Y'all need to run it through Grammarly for plagiarism. Is all I'm saying. But
you just think the execution is. You think we need this to be cool if it was good.
Execution, like I said, whoever that is there someone else that we can like? Can y'all set up a GoFundMe, a Kickstarter? Because it looks like it was filmed on an iPhone and not
They put all their money together for their dream.
No.
So A by MJG produced this and put the money up for this. Just FYI. Yeah, Scott, what do you got on that?
No investors, straight from their own pockets. Let's get it. Tubi next month. Me and Daryl gonna review it whenever it comes out.
Like I said, I'm not against the idea. I do think the story should be told. I think to a certain extent, I'm not gonna say every group, but there are a lot of groups whose stories I would like to see. I want to know, how did we get here, right? I would like the UGK story, right? Like I would love to see that, but not. I'll watch our review of it.
It do give me I'm About It vibes though. The look.
Oh, and we shouldn't be doing I'm About It no more in 2024 in general as movie makers, black movie makers. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like we have better quality.
Yeah, we got better cameras now. We got better wardrobes, man. They can get some clothes off Shein. Get a couple dope boy outfits off Shein.
It's the reality is I think you can do a lot of things with the low budget these days, and mainly because what you have to do is you kind of got to put other people on, right? So we need barbers and we need hairstylists or whatever, right? So we need y'all to get these people's hair together. So with that, some kind of way, we need people to know that you did it, right? So aside from you getting that film credit, like at the end, when everybody got to see it, maybe it's just maybe it's a little cameo of you doing something. But like either way, anything can happen, right? Like we can make a big budget film right now. We just need everybody to come together and understand the bigger picture versus the money side of it, right? Like, no, you may not be getting paid up front, but once people find out that you're the one who made these shirts, they're gonna want these shirts, right? Like, so you can do it that way. But like I said, the story should be told. I just think the production from that clip that I just saw, I'm not excited about the production. But who knows? That's just a trailer. It's a trailer. And anything can change in post-production. It could look completely different. So I'm not gonna count it out. Like I said, I do think the story should be told. They absolutely deserve to have their story told.
Shout out to that. I just thought it was just cool to see, like, wow, like somebody really thought about doing an A by MJG Comin Out Hard movie, and then you realize that they're producing it. So of course, obviously, it's going to get produced because they're producing it. Yeah. But I mentioned we're gonna watch it. Me and y'all will see it on here being reviewed. Stacy won't show up, and that's fine. That's not. She's done our contract obligation for 2024. Actually, no, we're in a new year. This is a new contract, Stacy. You back on board? That was 2023.
I am.
That you did too in 2023. Yeah, you back up on new contract.
So you better choose wisely what you want me to watch. And because there's only so many months left in the year. There's that part, right? So you better choose wisely. And now that Sip is around again, the Tubi King, and then also come to find out that the guy who works at the vape shop that I go to has been in several Tubi movies.
Which ones?
I don't know. Like he has the list because last time he was.
It's a few Dallas movies I've seen on there. It's a few Dallas movies I've seen.
So he had told me that he was like one day he had given me like a flyer for like a play he was going to be in, and I'm like, oh, okay, but like I whatever. So I'm on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and like those little clips you'll see of like it's like a judge show for paternity court, and like there's an episode, and I'm like, what? oh my God, that's old boy. And it was him. So he had done these little episodes for Paternity Court or whatever, right? Which is actually like a parody judge show, and went to the vape place and mentioned it to like some of the other people that worked there. They were like, oh yeah, he's in a bunch of Tubi movies and all blah blah. He's about to be in an episode of The Chosen, or whatever the Jesus show that's been on TV. So, but yeah, he's in a couple of Tubi movies, and like I said, Sip has the list. I'll inform you. I'll let y'all know what the movies were, but I'm sure that they were ridiculous.
Man, okay, I didn't even
Damn. I've seen a few Dallas
so yeah, now like if you want to interview a Tubi star, I know that I can make that happen for you. So that's all I can say. Is that
I got to know the movies first before we interview somebody like that.
So I say, if you see them and you want to ask some questions, I can make that happen. I know somebody who's been in some Tubi movies. Okay, I know people. All right, I gotcha.
All right, next up, Chris Brown is mentioned in Dallas. Chris Brown is out there in Fort Worth with Yella Beezy, setting up people, beating them up allegedly. Hey man, is this him, or is it just people knowing that it's him and able to get a lawsuit off because it's him?
Look, listen, trouble follows Chris Brown everywhere that he goes. And I think sometimes it is people fucking with him. But I don't know. So this story, as it goes, in the lawsuit, you got these people who said that they were brutally and severely beat in an unprovoked attack. So they said the men were allegedly invited backstage to the VIP area where they claimed they waited for 30 minutes for Chris Brown to arrive. The Fort Concert girls were preparing to leave after getting tired of waiting. One of Brown's associates reminding him that he and one of the plaintiffs, Bush, allegedly were beefing. Brown allegedly replied, "Oh yeah, we were. I don't forget shit," before telling his crew to fuck the guy up. And then the men claimed they tried to leave but were followed by 7 to 10 of Brown's entourage before allegedly being attacked. All the men needed medical treatment, according to the lawsuit. One said that he had head injuries. Somebody else was hospitalized, and reportedly hospitalized and will need to undergo extensive medical treatment. And then also the filing also claims that Live Nation shamelessly profits and promotes Brown's The 11/11 tour, about Brown to Texas for financial gain, despite his alleged history of bad conduct and violent conduct. Now, I remember when I told y'all when Brown, when they first said he was coming to Fort Worth, there were newspapers here in Dallas who were like, "Why?"
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
As he was said that. So I don't know what happened with Chris Brown and these dudes. I don't know, but I don't.
Damn, man, all this for a dude that just want to take pictures with his fans after the show.
But then somebody else, I thought I was reading an article where it said that, hey man, ain't that the dude that been dissing you or something? Or we had beef with him. And he's like, oh yeah, that's right. Let's whoop his ass.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but like that's weird. Like, that's weird testimony.
So it's I don't know. I don't. I got nothing.
So can Chris Brown come back to Dallas? Is Chris Brown good in Dallas?
I don't know. Well, let me say this. He was in Fort Worth. Fort Worth is not Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's funky town.
Like it's even though it's the DFW, the Dallas Fort Worth metro area. Like Fort Worth isn't like 40 minutes away from me, and I'm in Dallas. So, and I'm in North Dallas, but either way, it's still not close. Like it's
that's basically like going to St. Charles, like St. Charles, Lake St. Louis, right? For you, right?
It's pretty much, but it's like also the other part of it is like, think of all of St. Charles County, right? All of that. So St. Charles, St. Peter is like Wentzville, all of that, right? All of that, and that's Fort Worth. So like it's the reality of like Dallas has like 3 million people or something like that, but Fort Worth may have like 3 million people. So it's not like, oh, that's just the next county over. Fort Worth is like its own thing. Like it's a whole, like it's a different county. So like that is Fort Worth is Tarrant County.
It's Tarrant. Yeah, it's Tarrant.
Yeah, so
One
it's
of my
Tarrant.
boys is the president of Tarrant Community College over that way.
So it's like legit. If somebody tells you they live in Fort Worth, you like.
But it's the cheaper area to live in, right?
It depends on what cheaper means to you.
More affordable.
So I'm not going to say it is or it isn't. It just kind of depends. Like you can still go to Fort Worth and spend some money. Like I'll say this for rent. If you have a 1-bedroom for rent, you paying at least 12, right? Like that's just it. Like you're not getting past that. You at least paying 12. And even with that 12, you may not be in a nice area. With that 12. Okay. So there's that part.
And that's in Fort Worth or Dallas. That's in the metro.
That's just around here anyway. And I think that's kind of like no matter where you are. So now, like again, there's some places you can pay less than that, but again, you start paying less, it's a little different. Also like Fort Worth is very nice. It's very, it's all really nice out here, but it's like I said, I'm not going to say that it costs. The cost of living is not really any different. It's just another area. Like it's just another section, and there is that difference. I think I've kind of seen like that difference in people who grew up in Fort Worth versus people who grew up in Dallas. And there's also the difference in the people who, city versus county. Dallas, people who grew up in Dallas proper versus people who grew up in the suburbs. There's differences in that. But
Dallas be rocking them shags like Yellow Beezy is with the shags.
Yeah, they got the booty on the back of their head.
They do. And when I moved here in 2015, my friend Ashley told me that they were doing that. And I didn't believe her until I was at McDonald's and drive-through, and the dude that gave me my food had a shag. That was 2015. They still doing it. It hasn't stopped. So it's like, and it begs the question: did y'all bring the shag back, or did it never leave?
They never leave Dallas. Like how you see all the Jerry curls in Memphis.
I feel like it just didn't leave. Like it's like you really got a shag.
Kansas City was holding on them Jerry curls for a long time too.
Who?
Kansas City was.
Oh yeah, KC.
Yeah, KC was holding on them Jerry curls for a while.
Yeah, it's
St. Louis. The finger waves had them in the chokehold.
Finger waves for the ladies was in for a long time.
And your mama got up Saturday morning at 5. She was at the drop shop at 5:00 in the morning on a Saturday to go get her freeze finger waves. Now, so you got the finger waves in front, little freeze at the top, and that way that she would, and then she might have left her like again first thing in the morning. Imagine going to the beauty shop at 5:00 in the morning, and that's
on Saturday.
On a Saturday. But that's what you did because you had to get your shit together.
So overall, what are we saying that Chris Brown is just trouble just happens to follow him, or are we? Or we still don't know because it could be either one.
It could go either. I honestly think it could go either way. I don't, but I really kind of don't think that he goes places starting shit.
Nah.
I think that because it's him, people will kind of fuck with him a little bit, and then people will judge you for how you react to something, but not what they did to cause your reaction. Like people will always remember that. So somebody will sit there and kick your seat 1,000,000 times, and when you finally turn around and pop their ass, you're the one that's the bad guy for hitting them. But you tripped about all the times this person was kicking my seat. And I think, like I said, I don't know everything that happens with Chris Brown. We do know that there's a history of shit. But again, did he start it or did he end it? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But
how about you, Scott? What do you think? What's your resolution?
Either way, but I don't, man. I think he just out here just trying to just live it up on these tours, give it, kick it with his fans that's paying the Because every day I see a new picture.
Oh, but shout out to Meg Thee Stallion who got in on it.
You said what?
Shout out to Meg Thee Stallion who's got in on these.
Yeah, I didn't believe that at first. So that's true. The 20,000.
Dude, I saw one where dude was palming her and everything, like she letting it go down.
20 racks.
Now, let me ask you this: that picture that you got, was it a wax statue of her?
Hold on, let me pull up.
I've seen the picture, and it's a dude, like it's a dark skinned dude.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
That's like, and she has on like this like cat suit thing, but like the 20 grand, that's, you know, I'll say this, I'm not mad at it if she's like, oh you can touch my ass for 20,000.
Yeah, no, I mean, she doing it with girls, everything. So I'm gonna share my screen here. If you were listening audio wise, you know, hey, sorry about that. No disrespect. You should be watching. I'm going to
people dipping into their 401k to grab some ass. Dipping into their pension.
So do y'all see that there? This is one here with Meg. These are ones with Meg here that I found, and then so like she's doing these meet and greets with people, and like this one dude right here though, he it's a TikTok video, but he looked like he having a good his short ass is sitting out there like, hey, I paid my money. I'm holding on to her like we at prom. So these she just started doing these, y'all. So
damn, man.
I mean, look, that's how you get your. I mean, my best friend, I remember he went to Beyonce's first concert. He did a meet and greet with her, and I remember at that time he paid like $500 some, and it was like a big deal. Like it was like not even wanting to tell people that that's what he paid, because people like just like people judged at 1,100. People were judging at $5, but you know, you got the concert ticket, $500 meet and greet, and he has that picture. And I mean, and he'll have that forever, right? So, like, so that was high back then. So if you want to meet somebody and you want to pay the money, that's it. I don't know who I would pay $500 to meet. I'd have to think about it. Is there anybody that I want to spend that money to literally just to meet you? Like to be like, oh, hey, and here's a picture. Like that's, but I don't know who that person is for me, but I'm not mad.
Yeah, but the backstage pass before wasn't a paid thing. It was like, hey, this is something for the radio or promo, or like these are the people in the city that you want to kind of hang with. They kind of perverted this into being a money-making thing. Before, the VIP pass was like, if you had a VIP pass, like, oh, they must know somebody to be hanging back here. It wasn't a thing of that.
And then you got to think back then that VIP pass is probably controlled from the label, and this is all the artist stuff. You know, these meet and greets, you know, they can control the price.
Good point. Good point. The label giving it out to people like all the like to the radio, like, hey, make sure y'all pay
radio, they can win to the 8th caller, you know.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting with that.
Because
if it's someone.
No, I'm saying the meet and greets then was, you know, you just had to go to street side on a Thursday afternoon after school. Make sure you got there on time to get that autograph.
Is an autograph mean anything now?
It's the picture. It's the selfie. The selfie is the new autograph. Unless they sign in like an actual album or or an athlete signing a jersey or something.
Yeah.
So just getting them right on the napkin It ain't worth it no more.
Just taking a picture with him.
It's the picture.
That's the new autograph.
But I also feel like autographs do. I think you do have to kind of autograph that sports memorabilia. So you want an autographed jersey, an autographed album, something like that, right? And sadly, because it turns from it just being something for you, but also now it has actual monetary value possibly with it. Fun fact, my grandfather had a signed Mickey Mantle baseball.
Oh, shit.
It also has some pen marks from me writing on it.
Oh,
as a kid.
So you was like that boy on the Sandlot. When he got rid of that Babe Ruth ball.
My God, Stacy.
Where's that ball now?
So, I when I always talk about when I left St. Louis, I call it the things we lost in the fire when I lost everything. So it was actually there. So I found the ball. So growing up, I remember where the ball was, and but by the time I was old enough to actually understand what it was, but you could see the little markings on there again, because at some point as a kid, as a toddler, I'd written on it. So the ball, after my grandfather passed, when I found it, it was in a Crown Royal bag. I kid you not. The ball was in a Crown Royal bag. So I had it for years, and I had it literally until 2015 when I lost my house. So, I just had kept it, and I think at the time, I didn't know it was Mickey Mantle, and I just knew it was an autograph ball. I never. The way the signature is, I just didn't pay attention to it. And I remember showing my ex, and I was like, oh yeah, this ball, blah, blah. And then he was like, wait, you have a Mickey Mantle ball? And I'm like, is that what the hell that says? And it's kind of Google, I don't even think it was Google, whatever we used at the time, right?
Ask Jeeves.
Right. But we might have asked Jeeves. Right. Looked it up, and you can see the signature. And then when you see it and you compare, you're like, holy shit. And then it's like, oh, but like I said again, at that point, like I said, I'd already written on it, how many years ago. But yeah, so point is that if you're going to have something that's autographed, it should be sports memorabilia versus just a napkin or something like that. The picture is fine, but I don't want a picture of you and somebody important like that. I wouldn't buy that. You know what I'm saying? Again, not saying that people need to sell their valuables or their keepsakes, but again, if you're thinking about money, you don't want someone to. I don't want a picture isn't gonna sell.
I remember my dumb ass saw Larry Hughes at Deerbergs. I was like, man, sign my folder. And we had no camera phone. So sign something.
Yeah, do something. He said sign something.
Sign some shit.
Oh shit. All right. Somebody that did not want anyone signing them or doing anything to do with this is this brother right here.
Michael was not into sponsorship because he said, this isn't my thing. I don't drink Pepsi. This is all for my family. And Michael did not want to do the Pepsi deal.
You're a whole new generation. You're loving what they do. I put a Pepsi in the motion. And that choice is up to you. Hey, you're the Pepsi generation.
Because he said to me, okay, Branka, listen to me. I got to do this because my family wants it, but you have to write two things in the contract. Number one, I'm never holding a Pepsi can. And number two, I can't be on the screen for more than 3 seconds. So it's in the Pepsi contract, no more than 3 seconds and never holding a Pepsi can. So if you ever watch that commercial again, you'll see.
All right.
Well, you saw from the movie, Joe was like, man, you got to do this. You got to go on tour with your brothers. Because we never got the Thriller tour.
Never. People don't understand that.
Yeah,
the Thriller tour ended up being the victory tour for the Jacksons. Yeah. That was the victory tour. That was basically his tour that he replaced for this.
With his brothers.
Yep. Stacey, you're on mute, sweetheart.
Thank you. I'm like I said, if you saw the movie, yes, you know that Mike was not trying to do that shit. He did not want to. He did the commercial, and then y'all asses made him do. I mean, he did that commercial. Then y'all made him do the other commercial. And as we all remember, Pepsi Cola burnt him up. And now he's freaking what?
It changed his whole life. Mike was never the same after that.
That's when the plastic surgery started.
Yeah. And then the other part, and with the fact with him being like, I only drink a Coca-Cola. That's deep in the sense of back in the day, Pepsi was catering more to white America, and Coca-Cola was started catering to Black America. So the idea of him only drinking Coke, that's something in itself, right? And again, it could be a taste preference. It could be the fact that he knew, like, you know, like the reality is Mike was woke. When nobody say shit, but Mike knew some shit. It could have been why he was like, no, I don't fuck with Pepsi. I fuck with Coca-Cola. That's it. And like that changed everything. Like he did that, and nothing was the same.
And continually, Mike does stuff for his brothers at the expense of himself for years and years, particularly early in his career. And you got this sucker nigga, fucking Jermaine Jackson. I'm sorry I messed with the algorithm when I said that, but he's just a sucker of a nigga. just every turn, just tries to thwart anything that Michael wants to do as a human being for years. And now he tries to pimp him in from the grave. Like, you know, he's trying to do a duet album, a Mike and Jermaine duet album with unreleased Mike stuff.
Oh, that sounds crazy.
It just upsets me. It upsets me in ways that my mind can't understand.
They ain't worked together in over 45, 50 years.
I think, God, it was just horrible.
It's just like, again, it's the hatred that you have, the jealousy and hatred that you have for your brother who loves the fuck out of you. And like, that's the other part of it, is that Mike loved all of his siblings. Like, and to your point of him sacrificing for them. And like, and you,
but he was kind of jealous of Janet too when she started doing her thing.
Who, Jermaine or Mike?
Mike.
I'll say this: learning that they didn't get along when Scream was being made hurts my heart. Like, for me, I was like, "Oh, they finally doing something together. Like, this is what we've been waiting on. We've been waiting for decades for them to finally do something together." And then to watch her documentary and learn that they weren't even speaking to each other at that time, like, that's like.
What do you think? Where y'all think that came from, though? Is it? I mean, I think that Mike was, and I have a feeling Mike was jealous of Janet's production, the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, like them being, because she wouldn't like supposedly let him work with. They were like, "Oh, we work with Janet. Maybe we'll work with you later on, but we work with Janet." And I think maybe they felt. I mean, this is nowhere true. This is in my anecdotal world. Was Janet like, no, I work with them, like, let me work with them, that's my thing, I don't be jumping in on you with with Rod Temperton or Quincy Jones, and I thought these cats came messing with me. And she had the hot beats. You gotta think about it. She had the hot beats for all the late 80s. Mike didn't come with good beats like fire beats until Teddy Riley came around with Dangerous. There's a 5-6 year window where Janet had them beats for the Jacksons coming from them. So I'm wondering if there's a thing in like, it was kind of like, oh, you won't let me work with them, or you got an exclusive contract, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just wondering if
like a big deal, like a couple days after she signed like her big deal with I can't remember who it was with, but it was like days apart, like record deals.
Oh, really?
It was around like the early 90s, like late around Rhythm Nation era.
Ooh.
See, but I also feel like when Janet's career was starting, Mike had enough pull to stop some shit, right? Like I feel like Mike, if he really wanted to work with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, I feel like he could have worked with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. If that's what he really, really wanted, he could have made that happen. Like he had that pull at that time. It's like, so again, her first album with Control 87, 88?
Oh, Control is
Control like 86.
86. So Thriller was 82?
82, 83, yeah.
And
83.
then
Bad is like 87, 88.
Yeah, so like I mean,
I can see Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis being like, we got this sound with Janet, we kind of working with her, like, and he could try. I mean, how would it look if it only people you can kibosh and people would think it's okay is Jermaine. Everybody else, it's kind of like, dang, Mike, why you doing that? If you do it to Jermaine, everybody be like, I understand. Like everybody would literally understand within his family, but not that's the only one. Like if Tito tried to do an album, you just like, damn man, Tito just want to play his guitar and to sing. Why you do that? Jermaine out here stealing women from brothers, talking shit with diss songs to you, all that stuff. They get it if he blocked Jermaine, but not Janet.
Tito just wanted to play his guitar.
He just want to and put his sons on.
Yeah, look. Hey, look. Tito was a simple man, dude. The older I get, the more I relate to Tito in my life. I know that sounds crazy.
And Jackie, because you don't hear nothing about Jackie either.
Listen. Oh, wait, hold on. But I did look up Jack, because remember I asked her that, said, who was the least problematic Jackson? And when I started looking everybody up, Jackie got some
because Jackie was messing with Paula Abdul and made that whole torture video crazy. That was the most expensive video I think for a long time. Torture was from the Jacksons.
Is that the one with the mannequin? Is that the one with the Michael Jackson mannequin? Because he didn't make the video.
Yes, and Jermaine didn't show up because Mike didn't show up. Because Jermaine was calling the kid, Mike was there. He was literally sitting at the crib. Hey, Mike show up yet? Let me know if Mike show up. I'll show up. So that's why it's only 3 Jacksons in that video.
Who all over there?
Yes.
Yeah, but see, hold on, wait a minute.
Torture video. It was a super expensive video at the time.
But I said no. Jackie had some abuse allegations, and his wife had filed a restraining order against him. So it's like, look.
What year was that one? Is it the
his first wife? He married his first wife, Enid Spann, in November of '74. They separated in 1984, and Enid filed for divorce, but they reconciled in 1985. In January '86, Enid filed for divorce for the final time. She received a restraining order against Jackson after alleging that he was physically abusive. And then,
Jackie's got twins, bro. I think it's like me and your kids' age, Scott.
Like in the 80s, Jackie was the subject of media coverage when he had an affair with pop star Paula Abdul. In the late 80s, he was in a relationship with actress Leila Rashan, as well as popular new wave vocalist Dale Bozio.
Oh, damn, Jackie got around.
Yeah, so he's on his 3rd wife right now. But either way, Sigmund Esco, aka Jackie Jackson.
That's his real government name, right?
Sigmund Esco Jackson. When I say
Catherine and the second oldest, right? He's the second oldest behind Reby, right?
Yeah,
he's the oldest boy.
Yeah, he's the second child. Yep. So he's the oldest brother. Yeah. So Reby and him. Yeah. So.
Hey man, them Jacksons is too much. Like I kind of want to blame them for having these many kids because there's so many kids that it's so many personalities that they're gonna be fighting. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be. When you got like 12 kids, like it's 11 of them, right?
It's what? How many?
It's 11 Jacksons, right?
What was it? 6 boys.
Yeah, you got the Jackson 5. Then Randy,
3 girls.
3 girls, 9 of them.
10 if you count Brandon.
Who is Brandon?
And that's Marlon's brother, right? That passed, right?
Yeah.
Who is Brandon?
Brandon's Marlon's brother.
So
Okay.
Marlon was a twin.
Marlon
Marlon
Jackson
and Brandon were twins.
Oh, okay.
He's a twin.
Gotcha.
But Brandon passed away, I think, with either in utero or I don't remember if he passed away, if he died in utero or if he was stillborn. But that I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
That I don't remember. But what's most important is the fact that the baby had a name. And again, there's nothing wrong with people naming their children when they're in utero. That's what you do. That's nothing wrong with that at all. And please, I don't want anyone to think that there is anything wrong with that. I get it. At Mike's funeral, when Marlon spoke, he said, and when you're up there and you see Brandon, tell him I love him. And it was like, okay, but see, here's the thing. It was like, wait a minute. Okay. All right. So again, not saying that you should not honor this kid, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna stop because I feel like,
and you know what? Maybe we don't know. Brandon maybe been talking to him for years.
I want to stop because I've never had a twin. I've never lost a sibling. Okay. But again, and I'm gonna look this up real quick, but I do believe that they did not make it out of utero together.
I will put something in the private chat for Scott. Hold on. And I ain't gonna do it. No, I ain't gonna do it.
No. All right. So growing up, Marlon was especially close to Michael, who he considered the substitute for his lost twin brother, Brandon, who died shortly after birth.
Okay.
So Brandon was born and died shortly thereafter. But
you know what? And Marlon probably was like, they was so deep around him age wise. He's like, man, if I had my brother, we'd have been jumping them together.
So again, like I said, I don't want to get I don't want anything that I say to be politically incorrect, but I will say that when he said that at the funeral, I was like,
since we're talking about Jermaine, Michael Jackson, this is a conspiracy theory story I've been seeing. I talked about it like a year ago, me and Dom did, but it's popping back up of Whitney Houston's parentage.
Allegedly, right? Sissy is actually Whitney's stepmom. Like on some real life Fence the movie type situation. Like the father of Whitney Houston actually had allegedly an affair, right? And the affair was allegedly with this singer actress named Teresa Graves. And allegedly when the affair happened, Teresa got pregnant. And then when she gave birth to the baby, basically he was like, yo, sissy, we gonna take care of this child together. Do you see? And then I had seen an interview that Teresa Graves did back in the day, and she sounds just like Whitney.
There's a big wedding scene. It's really pretty. And Gene Kelly is the minister, and it shows all couples getting married. And we have a big dance section, and we do the waltz, and we do the polka. My mom took me in the studio, and I've been working professionally since I was 12 years old. You know, and I said, I want to be a singer. You know, she said, you want to be a singer? You really do?
Teresa Graves.
Y'all ain't gonna tell me y'all don't think this shit. Y'all.
All right. It's a longer version of that where she goes into the relationship that her dad did have with this woman. There's a 5-6 minute version where she goes into the parentage of her. He really did have an affair with this woman previously before in their relationship and all that stuff. What do y'all got on this? I'm gonna go to you, Scott, first. You was looking shocked as the video was going. You were looking shocked, like, damn.
I'm like, damn, it do look like her. Like that, it could be some good. That DNA don't go far. Yeah, it do look like a fences situation, but she died though. I'm guessing.
No, she just. I
She
believe that
just died.
woman
Teresa
just
Gray.
died a few years ago. Yeah.
Damn. I don't
Stacey,
know.
you look real. You look real skeptical.
I am. That's why. Because I am. So look. Does that woman look like Whitney? Yeah, I see the resemblance. I absolutely do see the resemblance. But I'll say that, and women, did Whitney's dad have an affair? Probably. I don't doubt that. I'm not gonna say he didn't. And I think
that looked like he would be having
know
an affair.
that. I think I really want to say that they say that on on one of her documentaries.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I think they
I'm
said
trying to remember now. Did that get mentioned? I feel like it did, but either way, as hard as Sissy went for Whitney, not to say that a step parent cannot go hard for a child. I'm not saying that. But the way that Sissy went hard for Whitney, I just can't believe that she would go that hard for the child that was, that her husband had out with
she died in 2002, Scott. Teresa Gray's died in 2002.
2002, okay.
So
yep. Keep going.
I just can't. And the other part of that is, in this day and age, is the way that secrets leak out and all this shit, again, this, we can have the conspiracies and the rumors and all of that, but this is just I feel like this would have been came out, right? We couldn't even keep her and Robin a secret for too long, right? So it's I don't buy it. Again, I can't see Sissy going this hard for a child that was,
wasn't hers.
That wasn't her. Not even just wasn't hers, but just a child that came from an affair. And you're going, Whitney was her everything. She put her all into her. And
because we talked about this before, the Winans are involved with that family, and it's all this.
Yeah, it's like I said, and then
because wouldn't the Winans know too? Hey, Sissy didn't have no baby.
Like I said,
Diane Warwick.
Yeah, like I said, with so many people at that time, and like I said, Sissy wasn't. While we may not know Sissy as a singer, people knew her. There's no way that it's never come out. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that many NDAs in the world to keep this secret, right? It's just, like I said, I refuse to believe that it's never, ever, ever come out in any shape, form, or fashion. Like I said, even after she passed away, as much as she was in the media, right, in tabloids, everything that they dug up, all of that stuff. Like I said, even with Robin, before we really, really knew Robin, that rumor had been going on for a while. But you had seen it. So, but also, you could see her and Robin together. But either way, nice try, but no, this ain't. I'm not buying it. I'm just not. Oh, Sissy that's her mama. That's it. And I'll say this, and if it comes out that I'm wrong as hell and Sissy was the stepmama to this girl, more power to Sissy, because again, she put her everything into Whitney. And again, a mother is as mother does, period. Right? Whether you gave birth to the child or that child just showed up at your house one day, and if you take care of them, that's it. But I'm not buying it. No, it's a no.
So let's keep it. Yeah. Let's keep it 80s. There was a Facts of Life reboot that was going to happen, or a recast, or something back of Facts of Life with all the cast. Mindy Cohen goes on a podcast and basically says that there's only one person that is holding up this Facts of Life reunion.
Mm-hmm.
There's speculation in the group within the comments of who it may be.
Oh, it's Blair.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, I was trying to give a lead up. Like,
I'm sorry. Well, bleep that part out.
we already here now. You said it's Blair.
I'm sorry. I should have been on
Why
mute.
do you think it's Blair?
Because it is.
Is that already been confirmed?
All right, here the way that she was very politically correct about it, but she also gave a little hint about who it was, right? And she was like, if you look at my Instagram page, you'll kind of get an idea of who I'm talking about, right? And if you go through her Instagram page, you see that. So Mindy Cohn, for people that don't know, that's Natalie, right? So I'm gonna use their character names for people that don't know the real people. So like you got. So with Natalie on her page, you can see pictures of her with Joe. You see pictures of her with Tootie, and they always hanging out. And her giving birthday shots out. The last time she gave a birthday shout out to Blair was 2021. So what was that? Around the time of the pandemic. So what was supposed to happen was they were planning this reunion or whatever special they were trying to do. Pandemic happened, but they were still doing Zoom calls to kind of discuss it, trying to make things happen. And then all of a sudden it was out because there was one of the co-stars was trying to get more money and kind of secure their own spinoff deal. Don't nobody want no damn Blair spinoff. First and foremost. Second, and then people were like, well, maybe it was Tootie. It wouldn't have been. First off, I'm sure that Tootie has been offered her own spinoff.
That's an easy spinoff.
Like easy spinoff. I'm sure that she has been offered her own shit.
You could have just did any of other show she's on and said it was a spinoff and it was her doing whatever show and just spent it off from that and just made that character move to whatever other show she did.
Yeah, like easy. Like so again, to the idea that like, oh, it was Tootie. Baby, I'm sure Tootie could have had a show in the 80s, like if she wanted to. As soon as the show Facts of Life went off, she could have easily did her own shit. So I know it's not her, right? It's definitely not Kim Fields. It's not Joe. It's not Minnie Cohn. Minnie Cohn just was just on what's the damn show on Apple Plus? Palm Springs. Is it called Palm Springs? I can't even think of it. But it's a really good show that has Kristen Wiig in it. But anywho, she just was in that Prom Royale. That's what it's called. So everybody's working, but like I said, it was Blair ass, and that's who is fucking it up for everybody. That's it.
And honestly, do you think that the studios are saying like how people do like touring? This is my question to you, Scott. Is it where like how 112 with where Q be out here saying like I wasn't there at all? Like you get paid, they only want everybody from the show. We can't not do it without Blair. So the deal's off unless we got everybody.
Probably, but I don't know. They'll probably figure out a way trying to work around it, just where it's just the three. And I don't know. They'll probably work it a way where it's not her if they want to keep the ball moving.
Mrs. Garrett is turning over in her grave.
Huh?
I said Mrs. Garrett is turning over in her grave.
I mean, do you do Blair's daughter or something to just keep that kind of flair and get somebody younger that looks like Blair just to fill in that role?
Yeah, have a daughter or something.
Or do they want, or is the studio like, if we don't have everybody, we ain't paying for it?
Yeah, they'll have a living single reunion reboot before Facts of Life.
So I don't think, was it supposed to be, I'm trying to think, was it a whole reboot or was it just the, I think it was just a reunion or something. Another reunion. There's always a reunion that they're working on. Or they always reuniting to like the cast reunite. But that was last year. Tootie wasn't there. But I mean, usually they're always together. Oh yeah, it was a revival. So it was supposed to be
it was going to be a continuation of all these people as adults, basically, right? For Facts of Life, right? Or are you talking for Living Single?
Oh, I'm talking about Facts of Life.
Facts of Life.
It's supposed to be a revival.
I think it would have good legs, man. Like, I think that would have good legs. Hey, man, I was talking about it low key. The show that they could pull back and would do good stuff is Smart Guy.
I didn't know that was a Disney show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was on
It was on WB.
No, it was on WB, but WB owned by was it on Disney? I thought it was on WB.
Yeah, because you can only watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, hold on.
But it's the who,
it might have been ABC, which would be Disney.
Yeah, so it's a matter of who bought what. So it's who bought what company and they got that catalog is pretty much what that boils down to. Like who bought what. But
yeah, it was on WB. It was on WB.
Yeah,
yep, I knew it was on WB.
Yeah.
So I think Sister was on ABC the first season, then it went to WB.
WB. I mean, what I mean, as we talking about these reboots, what reboot? We talked about one earlier with New York Undercover. What other reboot quickly that we were like, yo, this would really work though in general, like, and people would be interested?
I'd like a different world.
Yeah, I like a different
100%.
world in today's.
I think that's the one I was gonna say.
I want a different world. Dwayne is back as a professor.
No, let him be like vice president of college, where he's like not the top, but he's like
like a dean,
dean or something like that.
Yeah,
and because they went away to Japan, like that was the
they
last
got brought back to do that. So like he coming in at a high level, and they like, nigga, you ain't been here.
That part, right? Or hell, you know what? Oddly enough, what you do. One, I'm on Team Jada, but you bring Jada back, but you make Jada like dean of students. So how Jennifer Lewis's character, Jennifer Lewis's character that was there when she was dean, you make Jada that, but it shows that progression, that growth of her being that kind of like loudmouth, kind of like hood rat kind of girl, but she ended up like changing the game and becoming this other person. The original stars wouldn't always be there, but they would
make cameos
in the right way of bringing them back. It's kind of like just how with Bel Air, how people kind of are showing up, but it's not thrown in your face. But a different world, absolutely. And
so who's your main cast that is from the old cast that has to come back?
Unfortunately, we don't have Mr. Gaines, but the Peach Pit still needs to be there.
What's my dude? What was it? Was it TK Carter? That was his son.
Who was Gaines' son or Colonel Taylor's son?
No. Mr. Gaines' son, TK Carter, the one that tried to run it while he was sick. He was the
was always fucking up. Like that's what I'm saying.
The first season.
Hey, Stacey, do you bring Bumper Robinson back?
Of course. Of course he's
there. He the school chaplain.
First and foremost, like he over the BSU.
And Jada's married to him.
I'm like, first off, he's over the Baptist Student Union. First and foremost, that's what he's doing. Like the show, the show does not get pitched without Bumper Robinson in it, period. First and foremost. Like the pitch don't work without Bumper Robinson. But
this is his comeback. This is his comeback show. Because we ain't seen him since the game.
But like I said, because there is that level of that first class and then the last class that was there. So, but I think, like I said, there are people that you can definitely Ron can be there. Freddie, Freddie is an attorney at this point because like she was Kimberly Reese is finally a doctor. Like I said, everyone doesn't have to necessarily teach at the university, but if their kids are going there, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that's what it is that their kids are there at Hillman. And the fun part of Whitley and Dwayne's kid. Well, actually, there's a Disney University.
Too old. Their first kid would be too old.
Like so, no. There's a
Their first kid would be like 30-something, wouldn't it?
No. Wait. Let me get it out. There's a Disney universe where Dwayne and Whitley are married and they are and their kid was on a show.
I saw it. Was it at the Raven?
It might. I don't. It's one of those.
Yeah, I
I
saw
remember
it.
seeing that clip.
Yeah.
But either way, again, it doesn't have to be their oldest child, right? To that point, it can be a grandkid. All right, and which is quite possible, right? They absolutely could have a grandkid or something who's there. And baby Whitley, Miss Thing Junior, Junior, right? Like that's. I want to see her. I want to see the new generation.
And she was the only kid that went to HBCU too. Every other kid ended up going to like some high level Ivy League, something like that. The only kid is the youngest one that ends up going to Hillman.
Going back to Hillman. And you got to bring Patti LaBelle back, still calling the grown ass son Chipmunk.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, we needed Diane Carroll though at this point too, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely needed Diane Carroll. So if anything, with the writing, they just have to bring Diane Carroll to life via paper some kind of way. Be like, Mama said blah 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 blah, right? Or just some phone calls of things that she may have said. But yeah, it can make sense. It can be definitely can be the grandkid who wants to go and who is tired of the private schools and is really trying to, but it comes in and it's completely a different world because they're used to that suburban, extra suburban life. And now you're here really around Black people and she has to learn her Blackness, if you will. Right. I'm doing the writing for y'all.
Then there's another one where you got an athlete that hits the portal. He done got in trouble at a PWI. He got to transfer to HBCU. That happens to be Sinbad's grandson. Like, man, I got in trouble down in Florida.
Oh shit!
I got in trouble in Alabama.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Wasn't him and Dawn still together? Or she came back though.
Right before he left the show.
Yeah, they broke up, and then she married Colonel Taylor.
That's right. Yeah, she married him. Yeah,
like she married him, and then they had a kid. Right. So, it's it's definitely possible. I would love to see a different world today.
There's a speed bump here now, Stacey. I just thought about. Dr. Cosby is the speed bump.
So I don't know
how much right does he own it is. How much is he need to be involved?
He doesn't need to be involved. We just need Debbie.
But how much? I'm talking about legally.
How much does he own of a different world? That's a very good question. And don't know. Like that's the
just give it to Malcolm Jamal Warner. He want to bring all the stuff back to TV anyway.
Hey, you do a dope crossover with. Remember, he was trying to be a teacher, and what if you threw Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo, in there and just made it?
You absolutely
Professor Huxtable.
No, a Cosby Show, different world, full on like thing.
Yeah, Theo being there absolutely makes sense. And the reason for that, again, is Theo was going to school he was working with inner city youth, whatever, right? He had gone to school
and that was the last episode when he graduated.
Yeah, he graduated. He had just graduated. Also, and then I think they kind of drifted away from that storyline, but Denise was going back to school to become a teacher. Like they drifted away from it, and because she ended up leaving the show again. But she, there's that role of it. Pam, cousin Pam, right? Erica Alexander. We don't know what happened to her after the show ended, right? We know Charmaine went to Hillman.
Alan Payne.
Right.
Was supposed to go there, but he declined on it.
Right. Remember, Lance ended up not going to Hillman, right? And they ended up breaking up over the phone, because he stayed in New York. But Pam can definitely show up, right? And the reality of the fact that we, like I said, we don't know what happened to Pam after she graduated, but maybe she went to community college in New York and then ended up being able to, do
she went to Edgar Evers.
Right. And she worked during the day, did some courses at night, and now she is able to be here at Hillman. And
look, Loki, you can kill off Bill Cosby and bring Felicia Rashad back and do the old crib. and just say people was coming back visiting that crib and just kill off Bill Cosby off screen. Actually, it's a 12 episode series right there on Netflix.
And guess who live in the house with her? The grandkids, the twins, Nelson and Whitney. Them and they kids. They got 2 whole families in the house. That house ain't never gonna be empty.
Because they can't never get rid of everybody in that house. Because everybody
the twins live there now, Scott.
They like 30 years old with their own families. Because they got the attic and the basement. They done fixed the basement up.
and Heathcliff passed on, so you got his office area too. You can make that into a whole other bedroom.
Yeah, Raven Simone be coming back and forth out of
right.
It's too many people.
And the only place they can't go is Claire's office. That's it. That's the only place they don't allow. Yep.
Where was Claire's office?
They built her an office.
Oh,
and,
remember they made an extension of the dining room.
Yep, it was her space for her and to stay ass about. So that's that. But so I'm looking to the production company was Carsey Werner Productions in association with Bill Cosby. So
the Cos got to sign off.
Yeah. Well, there's also we don't know what he ended up losing, if anything. Like I don't know what. Sometimes there's some assets and things like that you end up having to get rid of. So I don't, as far as ownership, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. This is just the home media rights. So the distribution rights for the series have since reverted to the production company, Carsey Werner Productions. Film Rise has currently made the series available on streaming services, especially Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. So there's a DVD, right? There was a season 1 DVD, and it says the number of episodes is 22. Additional information. It has cast interviews, outtakes, a retrospective overview of the series with cast members, but it says an unaired lost episode featuring Tupac Shakur and Jada Pinkett Smith.
For season 1? What was in the last season? Tupac was on there.
I don't know.
How many seasons was it? Was it 5?
6.
6.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 6. So essentially, you hit that 100 mark so you can go into syndication, but it was never really syndicated.
I remember it used to come on one. I can't remember what cable station. It used to come on like early in the morning. They used to show reruns.
TV1.
It was TV1? Okay.
Yep, TV1.
TV1. Yeah, I remember they used to show them in the morning.
Because when I wake up for work, it was Different World, Cosby Show, Living Single, all up from 5 to like 8 in the morning. Those was all running.
Yeah. Then New York Undercover be like midday.
Yep.
So it said on August 23rd and the 24th of 2012, Debbie Allen, former chief creative force for Different World, wrote on Twitter that she wanted to reboot the series. Over 1 million people on Facebook, Twitter, and blogs reacted to the tweet and approved the potential reboot. Like, yeah, we want it. There is, I don't know. I don't know if there is an obstacle with ownership of who can make this happen. But if it can happen, I'm watching. There's pretty much nothing, with the exception of them adding Gabrielle Union to the cast. That's the only way you can keep me from watching.
And who? You add
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union.
She old enough though, right?
They're gonna try to make ass be a teenager. So
I'm a cheerleading coach.
Man, this next story is crazy. This is Luther Vandross's beef with En Vogue which I'd heard about just only from maybe En Vogue's perspective, but this is interesting given the totality of the story. So here we go.
Call the cops on En Vogue. From the moment Vandross elected En Vogue as the opening act for a leg of his 1993 Never Let Go tour, the flags, the red flags, turned what was intended to be a 5-month engagement into 2 months of hell. From Luther's perspective, En Vogue were still wet behind the ears as it pertains to business, despite them coming off the release of their second multi-platinum album. The contract presented to the ladies had countless restrictions, all of which Luther sat down and expressed to them before they even signed anything, because he ran his show a very specific way, down to the smallest of detail. One of the restrictions was that the ladies could not wear any primary colors or sequins. The reason for this was that Vandross put an emphasis on the aesthetic of his background singers. I mean, I've never seen any background singers dressed this sharp, and he did not want En Vogue clashing with their costumes. The ladies initially agreed to this, but later complained that the restriction restricted their costume options. They'd sometimes sneak color or sequins to see if Luther would notice. Luther, frustrated, used this example. If Frank Sinatra were the star, and Luther were opening on his tour, and he saw a rack with a suit and a sweater, and Frank Sinatra chose the suit, Luther said he would gladly take the sweater. In other words, the star should get preference. Then there was the stage, which was round and had a revolving ring. And although Luther's band was on the floor, En Vogue's band were positioned along that revolving ring for their set. And again, the ladies agreed to this initially, but later took issue with the fact that the band's placement interfered with the audience's view, because a few times throughout the set, this revolving ring would come around and obstruct your view for a few seconds. But Luther didn't see this grievance important enough to change, so he didn't. In response, the ladies began apologizing to media and audiences about this, stating that the circumstances were out of their control, alluding to Luther Vandross, kind of making it a bigger situation than it was. Then musicians began coming to Luther because they're getting fired by En Vogue in exchange for backing tracks and more space on stage. A full band got down to 3 members opting for backing tracks instead. So Luther is like, no, I'm paying y'all $50K a night, and part of that agreement is to have a full band, not backing tracks. Give me and my audience what we're paying for. He was so sick of En Vogue breaching contract and making subliminals about him in public that for a specific concert, he barred them from getting in. But luckily they came to a resolve in time for the show. But the last straw was the dressing room situation.
This is our dressing room. This is Luther Vandross' dressing room. This is the stage.
Wow.
He doesn't want us to pass his dressing room to go to the stage.
That's crazy.
He wants us to drive all the way around the venue and walk to the stage.
Mind you, Sydney is pregnant at this time, so on one specific night, they take the easiest route instead of the route written in their contract. One thing I can say about brother, he wrote everything in that contract. And do you know when he saw their asses walking past his dressing room door, he called the cops on them? Cops got there heated that they came all that way for something so petty. And that was the point of no return. From that moment, tensions were high leading up to En Vogue and Luther getting into a sprawl and them leaving their 5-month engagement 2 months in. They were upset Luther offered what they felt was a shitty contract, and he was like, I didn't make y'all sign it, the fuck? Which Dawn admits is true. They needed the money. They signed a contract that they knew had a bunch of restrictions, but they assumed that Luther wouldn't be so literal with it. All right, if you made it this far, comment this emoji.
I kind of wish Luther was still alive to be like, see, the reason was...
Luther was, man, he need to be on Divas Atlanta or Divas LA or one of them shows where it's Divas out.
Yeah, he was a diva. He's like Luther. What I say? The other day I said that BB Winans was a church queen, and so and Luther Vandross was a queen as well. Like, sorry, he just was the. If you didn't know, I mean, the sparkly suits told you a lot anyway. Like, not saying that grown men can't wear sequins and glitter, but so there's that. That was absolute diva. It's just pure diva. Like, it's bad diva. It's not the good diva.
It's not like, oh, it's kind of like she a boss. Right. Or he's a boss.
I understand having things in the contract. Fully get that, but you have essentially, again, you're preventing them from being able, I mean, even with the color schemes, right? Like, okay, don't wear primary color or don't wear sequins and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, all right. But then with the band and the stage situation and the fact that you have a band obstructing the view of them, that's not fair. That's trash. Like,
yeah.
And then for them, like, okay, well, how about we just don't do the band and we'll just have a track playing. And that way that's how we resolve that. And he gets an attitude about it. And the fact that this nigga called the police because they walked past his dressing room.
Not the stadium security, the
Not
police.
You didn't call security. You called the police because people walk past your dressing room. You got your fucking nerve. Like, really? Like, again, Luther was a very big star. We love his songs, and Here and Now was the soundtrack at weddings for a very, very long time. But how dare you? Like, it's like you making that, like, I can't walk past your dressing room
to get to where I gotta go.
To get to where I gotta go, I can't walk past your dressing room. Okay.
Yeah, that's super ridiculous. Like the dress I get, but everything else was ridiculous. Like you said, Stacey. Like,
no, like watch this. Write this down. You will come back to your dressing room and won't be no dressing room fucking with me. I will light this shit on. I will knock all this shit over. Like that is my middle name. Knock all this shit over. I will.
Like, why would like that? Ain't like to think that someone human, like, I need to get in the car and drive all the way around the stadium to come in another part. Don't it, like, why would I even want to do that to somebody?
Why would
Hey, imagine him telling Kiki Wyatt that. You know she got the shank on her.
Bruh. Like it's no, absolutely not. It's just unreasonable. Like that's all that is. It's just completely unreasonable. Again, I understand contracts, and I mean, and to be fair, he was smart to put everything in the contract. Right? He was extremely smart to do that. But the other reality is, if they were new to the industry, right? It's their first tour. They're opening up. They don't
know.
Like, so even if you're reading all of that and you're reading about the color schemes and all of that, right? You haven't picked out your wardrobe yet. So it's okay, well, fine, whatever. And we're going to have this revolving stage and that's where the band is going to be. Oh, okay, that's fine. But when you're actually in it and you're starting to experience it, it's like, okay, wait, well, now our wardrobe options are limited. Wait, the fans can't even see us on stage. So yeah, them being like, okay, well, they're trying to change things. And it's not like, oh, we disagree with the contract, but it's the reality of now that you're a part of it, you're just like, wait a minute, this isn't going to work. We need to make some changes. And him being not willing, I'm assuming unwilling to make any changes because it's my show and you bitches, look, I'm Harold Melvin and you bitches are the Blue Notes.
They came to see me. Y'all just
looking at the dates. I think this is the Power of Love tour. This is the 91-92 tour. I'm assuming this is this tour.
Mm-hmm.
Because En Vogue could run their own tour right after this. They didn't need to be on Luther's tour for his 93 tour. So it's got to be 91-92 tour then.
Yeah, because that's when they were going off that first album.
Yeah, they just dropped, but I'm saying, but after 91-92, En Vogue can do their own tours. Like, why would I be opening up for Luther at that point?
Yeah, after what was the song when they redid the Aretha Franklin, giving him something he could feel.
Yep.
Yeah. But then well, no, the sequin dresses are from that's the first song. From
Hold on.
There's a picture of this in my head. Picture they just showed, and I'm like, wait a minute, what song is that? What video is that?
Hold on.
That's Hold On. Okay, because Give Them Such You Feel is the red dresses in the nightclub. Yeah. They were part of the Never Let Me Go tour.
Never Let Me Go tour. What you still down? I'm looking on. Oh wow, so that's 93-94 then. I thought the En Vogue could run their own tour in 93-94. Why would they need to open up for Luther Vandross in 93-94? They was already big. That's interesting.
Were they doing stadiums or theaters? I'm guessing
They were doing stadiums.
So they would have came to the arena.
And then the Luther, wait a minute, the demands of him. The incident was also noted in his 2004 biography, Luther: The Life and Longing of Luther Vandross. So he actually he mentioned it. Now I don't know what he said, but it just says that he mentions the incident. Yeah.
Now, this may not be the best of the Luther albums, for that tour, but the people on it, he got Tuatha AG, who is on Juicy Fruit, and part of M2 May, Lisa Fisher, Sissy Houston, Whitney Houston, all of them singing background on that album.
Damn.
And it's not even one of the best Luther albums.
What was the singles off that album?
I'm like, what's on there?
Little Miracles Happen Every Day and Heaven Knows.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think he dropped the Christmas album after that.
After that, he dropped the songs. Was after that? Oh no, that was the greatest hits. You know, I think Luther didn't drop nothing officially for a minute.
Take You Out.
Love was the next one. That was in '96.
Secret Love.
Yep, that was '96.
Okay, then
and
after
that's
that,
what?
Then after that, what? Take You Out.
Yeah, I think that's got to be 2000 or so.
That was like 2001.
Yeah. So Never Let Me Go. So to support his platinum selling album, Never Let Me Go. 5-month tour started September the 8th in Houston, Texas, to November the 18th in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and then later went to Europe in late November.
He had another album in '98 called I Know. 98 that didn't have, it had 2 singles, I Know, and then Nights in Harlem.
I know.
Luther was out here being just not. He wasn't trying to be on tour. He just wanted somebody you could just hire somebody in every city, random groups in every city, and if you wanted to be like that.
Yeah, get your local.
Okay, let's look at it figuratively. Let's see how many cities y'all think Luther did. What, 30 cities y'all thinking? And if it's international, 50.
Yeah, something like that.
And they're paying them $50,000 a night. I'm assuming the band gonna get 20, right? 15 to 20, right? Of that 50. I'm assuming it goes to the band, right? And then your manager, all of them gonna get their piece, and then they gotta break that down 4 ways after that. So really, En Vogue really only splitting $5,000 a night each. Now, keep inflation involved with that. That's the early 90s. $5,000, you get you a small little Beamer back then. a night.
Get you a little Suzuki.
Yeah, little Buick. Not even Beamer, y'all. Before somebody be like, you can't get no Beamer for $5,000. I mean, like a little Buick, nice little Buick.
Let me say this. The fact, remember, I just called it the platinum selling album. It did go platinum. That's it. Just $1 million. So it's like to call it that. It's like, but I think it went platinum because it was Luther. And more than so, and also,
people just bought it because it's Luther. You thinking like I just mess with Luther.
I think that there was a time when, and sometimes it kind of still happens. You drop an album, you'd go on tour, right? Album tour. Don't matter what the album did, you're going on tour. So I think that's just it. So the album before that, he goes on tour. That's Power of Love. This album, he goes on tour, and you don't even have to you don't have to worry about your new shit on this album because you still got all your other shit that you can perform.
Right. And still want to come and see that.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So he would have went platinum because he's Luther, right? Period. So people gonna go out and buy the album or whatever. So, and again, maybe those songs, like I said, I'm not familiar with them off the top of my head. But
so now that I think about it, yeah, Luther was coming. He was on tour like every other year. I remember my mom getting
but it was like that though. That's what people did. You release an album, you're going on tour. Like as soon as the album drops, everybody's like, when is the tour happening? So this was his first studio album not to debut at #1 on the R&B charts. So I don't know. Maybe he already felt a certain way about the album not doing that well, but again, you already have this huge catalog of everything else that you had just done in the 80s and early 90s and Power Love. So on this tour, you can perform all that shit. You ain't got to perform shit from this album and be straight.
I'm like, hey, y'all want to hear a little melody of my new album and just do that real quick just to get people to want to buy.
I got something new for y'all.
Right, something new for you. And it's that reality. No one goes to a concert to hear your new shit. Okay? We came to hear everything else. Now, if it is an album that's been out for a second or whatever, right? And we fucking with it, but I don't want to hear what you got coming up next. I needed some time to digest it, and being in a concert setting is not the time for me to hear your new shit.
I will say Jay Electronica Exhibit A and B at the Nas show made me go download it after that.
Yeah.
That's one of the few times though.
It's not impossible. If anything, it makes you go listen to something, right? It makes you be like, oh, well, hold on, let me go see what this person is about. But if you want me to really absorb it, like in that
I need to do it on my own
concert setting, I'm not gonna, because one, I wasn't expecting to hear something new. I was ready for the other songs. So now I gotta okay, I'm trying to listen to the beat, I'm trying to get the words, everybody else around me confused and shit. It's just too much happening for me to fully grasp what you're doing out there. But but you could do something and it makes me be like, okay, when I get home, I need to go get this album, or nowadays it's like, well, let me download this. Let me check that out.
All right. Next up, we had a listener email. This one comes from Tracy Simmons. She says, love the show. And this is something I thought would be great for a topic. She said, what is the best debut R&B album ever?
Debut.
So
this is the first album.
All right. So let me write down some, because while I'm thinking about it.
I got two in mind off the top.
Now,
wait a minute. Now, solo or group, or does it matter?
She didn't say it in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
So wait, let's split it. Let's say one solo, one group.
For group, I'm gonna go Bell Biv DeVoe, Poison.
Ooh, but is that considered a first out? Like that's a.
I mean,
it is
because they not a new edition.
yeah, that's kind of a cheat code one though, because you already know. We talking about like nobody knows who
time
you are.
You ain't never seen them before.
Yeah.
All right. Groups.
I mean, on the R&B side, I'm going Toni Braxton, maybe.
Yeah, you can go Toni Braxton or Mary J.
Or Mary J. What's what you put?
You can't see it, but it says Toni Braxton. That's it. So Toni Braxton is my number one, because it just is, right? You can't deny that. Oh, did I lose a light? I did. But yeah, you cannot deny Toni's first album. Like, it's hit after hit. I don't even remember how many songs that is, but I think almost all of them were singles.
Yes.
Yeah, that whole album.
So let's say hold on. Yeah, it's sold 10 million copies. The first album did. And because I think, let me look. There's 5 singles.
And look at
off
before people start saying like, "Oh, what about this?" Is most of the albums y'all gonna say y'all think is the first album is not the first album for the artist, because y'all gonna say Bobby Brown is not the first album for him. Janet Jackson, that's not the first album for her. Like I'm just giving people context before they start. Oh man, what about no, that's not debut. Where we first find out who you are.
Which one was that Whitney debut? Is that the one with she got the short hair?
She got the short hair that we just showed the video clip.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, Toni is definitely up there. So it's like 12 songs on the album, right? Another Sad Love song.
It's another one. I got one more for Mill after you done.
Right, so I'm like, yeah. So another sad love song, Breathe Again, 7 whole days. Love Should Have Brought You Home. I Belong to You. How Many Ways and You Mean the World to Me. Those are the singles. I just named you 7 songs off a 12 album, a 12 track album. So like, bruh, yeah. Like so,
she ran that shit for like 2-3 years, I believe. Like that. I mean, talking about like ran out singles for like 2 years, 2-3 years.
Up until the next album came out.
Bruh, like, so,
she was right until the second one came out.
Yeah,
some people thought it was
another sad love song came out June 11th, 93. The last song that she dropped was I Belong to You / How Many Ways, that those singles on June 10th of 94. Literally a year of throwing singles off of one album.
Hey, LaFace Records had a run.
Right. Like,
So I think for mine for Mill was D'Angelo's album.
Yeah.
Brown Sugar. We didn't know who D'Angelo was besides anything, and that album drop, that's got bangers top to bottom.
What about
that D'Angelo album is fire?
The first SWV.
First SWV is a good one for a group.
And
you got to put Jodeci in there, right?
Yeah, Jodeci.
Yeah, Jodeci goes in there. The first Escape album.
Yeah.
And I'm Boys to Men too.
Boys to Men.
Yeah. Motown Philly.
High Five.
Low key. That High Five was fire. That first High
and the Soul for Real.
Well, the Soul for Real's album was good, but with High Five, because even with High Five's greatest hits, it's just basically everything from the first album and Never Should Have Let You Go from the Sister Act soundtrack.
Yeah. Damn, yeah. And Unconditional Love from the Minister
Society.
Minister Society. So you're good. Now, I know I might get some pushback on this, but I'm gonna have to bring up Tevin Campbell.
Ooh, for the first Tevin album? The T-E-T-V-N album? T-E-V-I-N album?
Yeah, because he's the T to the E to the V to the I.
No. That's in there. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
That's gotta be in there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I actually like that album better more
the
than
A. Marie album. The A. Marie album.
Yeah.
For a debut album was fire.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that first Keisha Cole was hard too. That first one. The first one. I like the first one.
The first one.
The first one. That's the first album.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, Tevin's first album is so Round and Round was on there, which is actually from the Graffiti Bridge soundtrack. But Tell Me What You Want Me to Do, Along With You, Strawberry Letter 23, Just Ask Me To, what has Chubb Rock on there.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Confused. And Confused, like when I tell you that I sing that song loud and off key in this house, like I feel bad for my neighbors sometimes when I turn on Tevin Campbell radio on Pandora, it gets real around here. And even Tell Me What You Want Me to Do, I hit that high note. Now, I mean, it's when I say I hit it, and it's not really, it doesn't really make a good sound, but I get up there. I get up there with that high note. But Tevin,
we talked about him earlier. Is Chris Brown in there for his first album?
Whoa. Wait a minute. I think
that's with the Yo, Excuse Me, Miss, Run It.
Kisses on there. So
I don't know about the first album.
Wait a minute, let me see.
Because I like a lot of stuff from his second album.
What's on the first album? Run It, Yo, Give Me That, Poppin', Say Goodbye. Those are my shit.
That's a solid debut.
That's a solid debut. And I think the one, what's after that? Exclusive. Is that the one that has Damage on there? That's got Kiss Kiss, Take You Down, With You, Wall to Wall. Which album has Damage? Because that's my shit. But Damage is on this album too. So yeah, but Chris had a solid first album. I'm trying to think some
what about Maxwell Urban Hangtime Suite?
Oh yeah, Maxwell.
Tweet. Southern Hummingbird. Oh my God. How dare me leave her out of this conversation? Tweet Southern Hummingbird. extremely underrated first album. And I will always tell y'all that Tamia's first album is underrated. Very underrated.
Yes.
Extremely
Yes.
underrated album.
I think Tamia is just in the probably the most underrated category just as a whole.
Just overall, period, artist. But that Maxwell Urban Hang Suite, that's up there too, though. If we talk about the male side, it's up there. That literally, that's on that D'Angelo level. I think when we talking about debut albums, we didn't know who this dude was. He just came over to Fro, and he dropping out like 4 or 5 singles, banging.
What about that that first Drew Hill?
Ooh,
the first with Tail.
Podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
for sure,
health.
femininity, parenthood, dating,
definitely dating,
single parents. And it's from a lens of 2 psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up with both parents, married parents, and then you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, her siblings and my siblings. So so it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
Me and
is
in my
the first
bed.
Drew Hill better or that second Drew Hill better?
I like the
That's
first one.
question.
I like the first one.
That second Drew Hill was hard too. Now
they're like, who these niggas sounding like Jodeci?
We may have forgotten about a mulatto lady named Mariah Carey.
her first album.
And we can say
Is that Vision of Love?
Vision
Is that
of
what it, or
Love.
Mariah?
that one has Vision of Love on there. So that has the album is self-titled. It has Vision of Love,
Yep.
I Don't Want to Cry, Someday, Love Takes Time. That's on that album.
Ooh.
Was Dream Lover on there?
Love
That was
Takes
the
Time
next
is my
album.
shit.
No, that's Dream Love is a whole. That's in a whole different album.
That was the
That's
next
actually
album.
an album.
Love Takes
Yeah,
Time is my shit.
And I'm trying to think that Emotions. What's on there? Emotions Can't Let Go. Song Can't Let Go and If It's Over. I don't remember the whole song.
Oh, Stacey, I'm surprised you didn't say Aaliyah first album. But I mean, according,
it's complicated. It's
I know
complicated.
it's complicated, but
Well, no, it's not that. It's not that. I'm not going to say I didn't like the album. I'm not saying that. I think that for me, the second album was just better.
Yeah.
Like the first one was definitely a great introduction. It's got back and forth, and it took me a long time to like her version of At Your Best.
yeah,
At first I was like, no, thank you. I don't know. But it wasn't, like I said, not bad. But I think for me, Aaliyah, One in a Million is what, not to say that's her debut for me, but for me, that's the real debut.
yeah. I played like it just came out the way how Timbaland did that. Him and Missy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, Cooley.
I mean, we were remiss. Do we put?
Did we say Mary J.
Beyonce
Blige? You said what's the 411?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I mentioned it when you said Tony Braxton.
Okay.
Do we? This Beyonce's Dangerously Love in this conversation, first album. Or does it not count because this is not
R&B?
the whole thing is nobody knows you. Your first album. This is we're talking about people that nobody knows.
From Destiny's Child.
She's already got a group, so it's a Boys and Men thing.
Unless
but
you
it's
go
the Boys and Men
Destiny's Child
thing,
first album.
Yeah, but no, if we can't use Boys and Men, I mean not Boys and Men, BBD. Beyonce can't get that for her debut album because we're talking about people that we did not know who you were for real until your album dropped.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then that's her debut solo project, is what it's considered.
Yes.
But
But she's already in a group already that's already popping. So we couldn't use Bobby Brown for this either, though, because he's already in New Edition as well. Even if that wasn't his first album.
Right. Did we mention En Vogue with Born to Sing?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that was a banger.
That first album.
Oh shit, we forget fucking Keith Sweating guy. Goddamn, we talked about them already.
Keith
Sweating guy first album.
I'll Be Sure.
That first album sure was a banger. No, look here, man. I'll Be Sure was out there. I don't understand. I'll Be Sure has other kids that we don't know about because of that first. What was it, On the Effect or whatever album? I think it's On the Effect. On Full Effect. There was something like that. There's children out here that are women that went back home and thought that their kid was by their man, but they spent a night with I'll Be Sure, that are sitting out here in this world. Every kid with pretty hair, we need to check them.
With pretty
Were
hair,
you
one
born
eyebrow.
between 87 and 90? Were you? Did your mother ever go to the New Edition I'll Be Sure tour? Like, it's got to be some check boxes. Like, almost like you got to check in. Like, was your mother ever there in Birmingham in 89?
And wait a minute, we have seen that Al has some strong genes. Okay, so
some kids out here look like him all the time. I see.
Like, because like I said, because Quincy there is no Kim Porter in there. Like, Al gave birth to Quincy himself.
I didn't even know that. And I know our blackness is our blackness, but I didn't know that a kid could come out that light skinned from a darker woman. That light skin though, like that light skin. Like, you would have thought he's biracial light skin.
It can. Like, it's so my.
I know it can, but like.
I'm like I said, I'm saying, like, it absolutely can, but it is our genetics are insane. Like, just how you end up with a pale baby. Like I said, I have my oldest sister is dark skinned. Her husband is brown. My nephew is my complexion. But when you see his face, he looks like his father. He looks like features are the exact same, but poor baby came out pale. I guess that's what happened. You know what? I was going to nominate somebody that we don't like right now, but
I was thinking that too, but they bash me every time I mention them.
No. You can't do that because they were in this person, and y'all can fill in y'all gaps as y'all may be.
Well, no, actually, they were in a group thinking of. It wasn't. I was thinking about Brian McKnight.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I was thinking about no. That's up. That's good. He didn't do nothing illegal.
Yeah,
we don't fuck with him. But he didn't do anything illegal.
The other part, the thing is though, with that, like, it has, because that actually isn't the album that made me listen to him. Like, so
it's the second one, right? We keep it on the down low and all that on there.
Fuck around. I think it was the third one.
The first one had One Last Cry.
Yeah, the first one has One Last Cry.
Never Felt This Way.
And After the Love is on the first album.
Yeah.
That second album was the banger.
Yeah, keep
Crazy
it on the
Love
second
is on
album.
there. Keep it on the down low.
Yeah, on the down low, Still in Love, and Crazy Love, which is love that song. And then wait a minute, I'm sorry, like, now fucking album notes. There's a song that's on that album that Robin Thicke wrote with him. Like, who knows?
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit. Like, it's like, you just scroll, you're like, wait a minute, Robin Thicke. Oh, okay, look, get back on track. Come back to that. We'll come back to that. No, this is funny as shit. It's not that one. So it's not Anytime. It literally is the album, the Back in One album is what brought me, is what made me a fan.
We got the guitar on the front.
Like I said, I had known the other songs. I did know the singles and everything. And I'm like, oh man, I fuck with him. But Back at One was the album that was like, okay,
Is that like 98, 99, late
99?
90s? Okay.
That was 99.
Yeah,
So
no, I bought like 4 or 5 Brian McKnight albums. No, like no lie. Like I'm talking about like
yeah. So and
straight
like,
through.
yeah, and like so with Back in One, that has a lot of songs on there that I love that, and I think there's really so Back in One is on there, 6'8", and I think that's the only single from that album. So like I love Stay Let It Go, 6'8".
Right?
Wasn't anytime wasn't on that album?
Anytime is on the album before that. Is it the actual
that's
album?
that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah. Anytime. That album is actually called Anytime.
Okay.
So yeah, that album was 97. But
Hold on, let me see.
all right, look, I'm gonna say it, and we're just gonna say it. Well, you know
All
what?
right.
Nope, I take that back, because the person who I was gonna bring up, we knew who he was because he was with the group before.
No. That's what I was saying earlier. I thought you were going with that person. I was like,
Nope.
that doesn't count. His debut album is not debut because he was in a group before.
Correct.
And we won't say that, so y'all figure it. Y'all fill in the blanks.
Yeah, that's it. Like it's soon as I said, but wait. Nope.
Nope. He was in a group before. This doesn't count. All right,
I think the group was just here.
Oh, Brandy.
Winery.
Brandy and Monica. I'm sorry. Like
Brandy and Monica.
Their first albums. And so Brandy's first album, Brandy, and then Miss Monica and Miss Thing, both of those. So, and this is me being
what about that? Was Love Supreme Shantae Moore's first album?
Oh no.
That was a good album.
I think it's Love Taking Over, I believe. Hold on.
The one with Love Taking Over, that one. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about. 93, 92, 93.
I think it's like 91 on that one.
Oh, that was 91?
92.
First time was called Precious. Love Taking Over, and It's All Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. But that album was banging though.
Yeah.
I knew it was a Love Taking Over album. I knew you was already going. That album was banging.
Yeah.
She got Love Taking Over. It's All Right on there.
It's All Right. Yep. Yeah.
Candlelight You was on there.
Those are my jams. Like to this
and
day,
the Love Taking Over Quiet Storm remix. That's 4 singles. That's a platinum album. Back then, if you had 4 songs that people listen to, y'all young folks don't understand. If it was 4 songs on the album, we banging it out. This is a successful album.
Shantae Moore was making that winery music before wineries was cool.
And so now here's what's fun. I'm sitting here and I'm actually just thinking about what tapes did you have, Stacey? What tapes did you have? Michelle.
Yeah, but that wasn't a full complete album. That was like Dr. Dre fucking around and shit, trying to be an R&B.
See, and I feel like it was a complete album. Right? I mean, like, so there's like, so, I mean,
okay, the sides are 19,
No More Lies, Nice Piece, Something in My Heart. Those is my shit.
That's it. Nobody else knows any of this. She got 3 songs she can run with, and then she'll run out the Let's Play House from Dog Pound. That's the 4 songs she can do at a show. That's it. She got 4 songs at a show.
Fair enough. Okay,
I'm just saying. And I'm just saying it was Dre wasn't really producing R&B. He was just like, oh, this sound kind of good. Let me just throw this on this.
But speaking of Dre, now have you heard that Marsha Ambrosia's?
I don't know, man. Marsha Ambrosia is so like hit or miss to me. I haven't listened to it. Is it good, Scott?
It's decent. There's a lot of like 90s hip hop beats that she's singing over, produced by Dr. Dre.
See, that's what I'm saying. Dre, if you're R&B album, I don't need 90s. I don't need hip hop beats. Yeah. I need R&B beats.
Hold on, I might have something for you. And like, if I'm just trying, I gotta remember, right?
And Marsha Ambrosia album is called Casablanca, right?
Yeah, it came out about a month ago.
Yeah. Go ahead, Stacey.
Damn. When you thought something was the debut album and it wasn't. Like, so
Which one?
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe's first album is Everything, right? But the album that I want to talk about is All That I Am. And that's album
on that first album was dope. They had I'm in Love, all that stuff on there. That was a good, decent album. I'm gonna say it was one of the best. Like we talking about this conversation, but that first Joe album had some joints on it.
It was a solid album.
That I'm in Love with the round and round I go.
Like when you just said, I'm like, wait a minute, okay, I remember that song, but
Joe.
But that second album took him.
But no, the second album is one of the best R&B albums of the 90s.
Yeah, I like that.
10.
All That I Am, that is a good ass.
What about Changing Faces?
The first one?
I know the single, but the other singles was decent.
Fooling Around is on there.
Fooling Around. Nah, Get Out is on the second album. I'm tripping. Get Out.
Yeah.
I thought, that's on the second album.
Let me see what's they're doing that Changing Faces.
I was not a Changing Faces fan.
Hold on. What was on that Changing Faces album? So the first Changing Faces, it was self-titled. Stroke You Up is the first joint. Then Fooling Around. And then Keep It Right There is the third single.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of Get Out. That was on the other album, the second album.
Yeah. They the song I like the most, low key, is the joint Night and Day, the joint with Jay-Z on All My Days. I love All My Days. With Jay-Z and the other unmentioned person that we've been talking about. That's my joint. All My Days is my shit.
Brownstone.
That first Brownstone was fine. All right, since we talking about albums, I think we can table Diddy Watch Another Week, as we roll through. Our revisiting album this week, or this episode, is Warren G's Regulator G-Funk Era album. Now, as we set this up, I have my tabs open in my notes. As we have to understand, before the Warren G was already in the mix. Now, this is something I don't know if y'all knew. He co-produced Gotta Get Mine, MC Breed, and Tupac. That's his first production credit. So then we get to know him on the Poetic Justice soundtrack with Endo Smoke,
Mr.
which
Grimm.
with what was homeboy's name? Mr. Grimm. Yeah, Mr. Grimm. So, and he talks about him dissing him on the album we're gonna talk about soon in a second, though, because he said, shit ain't been good since I've been fucking with Mr. Grimm. And Regulators comes out on Above the Rim, and he extended it out for like 6-7 months before his album came out. For me personally, this is the second rap album I ever bought in my life.
That might be the same for me. Because I bought
the second rap album. My first rap album I bought is Criss Cross. This is the second rap album I ever bought, though, in my life. It is Warren G-Funk Era. I know it back to front. When y'all say, hey, let's do it, I'm like, oh, I know this back to front, because this is I only had 2 tapes at one time. It was Criss Cross, Warren G, and Jodeci. That's the 3 albums.
Tape rock till my tape locked. Okay.
Like Stacey say when she heard what's the lyrics on this DJ? That's like the
right. Like so. Listen, when I hear this DJ, all right. So I'm gonna set it up for Scott because I already know because it's just Scott. So on this DJ, he said I hit the gate and I hops on my Schwinn.
And I tell the homies, all right then.
That's Scott. That's Scott. Scott is all right then. Like that's Scott.
Yeah, my mom was in the street telling me to come home.
So I love that. Like, you don't see.
No, before we go into the album, people understand that Warren G and Redman saved Def Jam at this time period.
Yeah.
Though they were not selling nothing. LL was on that, Pink Cookies in a Plastic Bag era, 13 Shots of Dope, which is not a bad album. It just wasn't making no money.
Wasn't a typical LL.
Yeah, it wasn't making no money. This is somewhat a little bit Onyx coming in, but Onyx was too rough at the time to go like global to make you money. It was a good gold album. And I think they did end up going platinum, but I'm saying, but they weren't able to generate you super
And
funds.
then Daryl, that New York sound was changing too. It was going from like that Big Daddy Kane, that late 80s. They was going to that Wu-Tang, that hard, gritty. I'm putting on my boots and my leather jacket.
Oh, you got the in between though, the Fushnicken style that kind of fucked them up for a little bit around 91, 92.
Yeah,
where
leaders
everybody
of the new school.
and Josh Effects kind of feel.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying it was just change where everybody was thought they had the double spit at the time. And so then we get into the G-Funk era album. Stacey, give your thoughts on this before we go through track by track real quick.
First off, this album is only 36 minutes long. It's 36 minutes and 50 seconds long.
A banger.
That's insane.
That's called an EP now.
Get in and get out, nigga. Like, look, here's some songs.
And they got me for $17 at the store for that 36-minute album. For a tape, 20 a CD. That was on tape.
I love this album. I always have. I remember owning it. I don't remember how I got it. I used to come up on shit. It could have been me trading for, when I was working somewhere, or it could have been me and Columbia Records or BMG Music, and me putting a penny down and getting a whole bunch of CDs. I don't remember how I got it, but absolutely love this album always. Like, it was one. I mean, I loved Regulate, but I'm at a point in my life right now, I don't have to hear Regulate anymore. But
we heard it enough in 94.
I don't have to hear it no more at all. I don't have to hear Regulate anymore. But with Warren G, right? So again, I already love the Butter Rim soundtrack. I already love Death Row. And then to know that he's affiliated with Dre, and like, so all of that, you're already on. I'm ready, right? I'm already here. And then you get the album. You listen to Regulate that first time because it's like, hey, it's on there. And then you listen to everything else. You're like, man, I like this. And then even with the videos that he only is, I mean, it's 3 singles off the album, but I loved all of those singles. And the iPod, Regulate isn't on there because I just can't. But Do You See and this DJ,
it's 4 singles off of there. 4. There's one that's not so many ways end up being on the Bad Boy soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
gotcha. There you go. Cool. But yeah, it's the New York Times said it was the first gangster rap album with crossover appeal. That's what they called it. They said the music is slow, smooth, and soulful. The arrangements are complicated, and the melody sweet. So the people fuck with it, but also people love the white folks love Regulators.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it had nothing to do with the Butter Rim soundtrack.
Not at all. But that was Sugar was getting songs.
Yeah, I'm saying, but like I said, we had heard it there, or if you had that, like we knew it from there, but they didn't. Like I said, white folks were like it was their shit, and plus it's the sample.
Be attached to that song heavy back then.
Yeah, and it's the sample is what
it's like that Michael McDonald.
Yeah, Michael motherfucking McDonald. First and foremost,
Ferguson's finest.
Right, so we already there because it's Mike McDonald, and then so you got that, and then there's a million remixes with it. So it's like I said, I don't have to hear Regulate no more. But again, we get Nate Dogg, so you're all in, and it's like it's just this other guy, and you'd also seen him in Nothing But a G Thing video, right? So it's like he was a dude that had the condom,
and you hear him on the skits on Doggy Style.
So
and think about this. This album is amazing because think about it. His best friend is Snoop. He's not on this album at all. Think about the most popular rapper is one of your homeboys you grew up with. He's not on your debut album at all. And you only got Nate on one song, and that's because of that you got that from the soundtrack.
Yep.
And he really got this kind of out the mud to a certain extent of the way this album is kind of set up.
And then Daryl, hold on, don't forget Dr. Dre, your stepbrother.
Right, but I'm saying, but it's not. None of these people are involved though at all.
Yep.
He had to get it on his own.
Yeah, and that's what happened. And then essentially he brought up his people with him.
Yep. He brought the twins, the Dove
Shack,
and Josh. What is it? Her name is Josh Skills, which ended up being the group the 5 Footers. I don't know if you remember the group the 5 Footers.
Yeah.
It was Josh Skills was 2 girls, and they ended up combining with some other girls, and then become the 5 Footers.
Hey, and shout out to
Dove Shack brings them up. We got
because he brought the twins out last year because he was on tour with Snoop, and he brought the twins out to do Round and Round.
Yeah, and I say Dove Shack brings up the 5 Footers. We got the 5 Footers.
But it's in the twins. We got Dio, we got Warren G, and
yeah. So he brought his own people with it. So it's that whole that person that was always in the background, but you didn't know they were in the background, but they are, and now they've come out, and it's like, oh, well, I've seen him in the back before, and what's he talking about? But I mean, so yeah, you said we were going to
let's keep it real. He was an underdog even at the beginning because Mr. Grimm was known more than Warren G. on the Poetic Justice Poetic Justice soundtrack. When that song came out, people were like, "Oh, when's Mr. Grimm coming out with something else?" They wasn't worried about Warren G, even though Warren G produced the song and was on there. So he constantly was like, "Yo, I got to just kind of do this on my own." And I know I've seen interviews with Warren G's like, Suge was like, "Yo, just wait for me and do this," and he was like, "Dude, I got Def Jam giving me a deal right now." And then you got to remember, he started producing stuff for Def Jam. He produced the Slick Rick song "Behind Bars" that blew up. The remix, the Behind Bars, "Dum Diddy Dum Diddy," that was like helped Slick Rick come back in while he was in jail.
Yeah, like Warren G saved Def Jam.
Anyway, and then he also produced all the songs on his album.
Yep. And he also brought Little Malik back from what is the fucking group now? Illegal. This is right before, and then this catapulted Little Malik to get the joint with Monica on This Is Like That,
which is my favorite Monica song of all time. Like it is, and I'm not going to explain myself.
It's a jam.
It's my jam.
And he didn't Mr. Malik is on What's Next. That's right. It's What's Next. And it was just all these songs, and it was literally a Long Beach album without Snoop, Nate, period. And you find out about that Long Beach has all this other great music, all these other great artists that out there from Warren G. And it was probably a blessing. If Warren G probably looked back, it probably was a blessing that you didn't have Snoop on there, because if you had Snoop on there, they'd be like, "You gonna put that Snoop single out?"
Yeah, and then I think Snoop was kind of restricted anyway. Suge didn't want
him. That when he had the case on him?
Might have been. Yeah, it might have been right after he beat that case. Or right around
it might have been during the case.
Yeah, during the case, yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Snoop might, you know what? I may have to give Snoop some slack. I think he had the case then, maybe.
Wait a minute, what happened? What's the question?
Snoop gonna go down as the greatest American of all time.
He's the ultimate American story, right?
So that's 93. So yeah, he was in the murder case at that time.
Yeah. That's when he
he was in the murder case at that time.
Is that what he did? Was that the American Music Awards? He had the perm. He's like, I'm innocent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what American MTV.
Right? I can't remember. It was some, or it might have been Arsenio. I don't know.
No. I know exactly what the hell you're talking about, because he performed Murder Was the Case. There's one of them, he comes out in like a wheelchair. Like, and I'm trying to remember.
I think it was an award show.
Like, is it like it
was that's a Sports Awards, ain't it?
Awards, or was MTV?
But no, but this one, he was like, I'm innocent. It wasn't
right, and that's what he said at the end. Yeah. Like, I'm like, so we essentially, like, we'll find, like, people will find the performance, but I know exactly what the hell Scott is talking about.
Because he had a perm.
Yep. I know exactly what the hell he's talking about. They said I remember there is an episode, there's a performance, like I said, he came out in a wheelchair.
So I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to find it.
Out in the wheelchair at some point in the performance was out in a wheelchair. It
The reason I know it was at the Source Awards because Snoop had his hair like he was ready to fight in them ponytails. It might have been the MTV Awards.
So it says the Radio City Music Hall Award.
1993 MTV Music Awards, and I'm looking at this video right now on YouTube, and the thumbnail is Snoop in his wheelchair, and at the end, because what I typed in, Snoop Dogg says, "I'm innocent" during an award show. That's what I typed in.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm innocent." He said at the very end.
1993.
So that's 93. You said
exact same performance. We're just talking. I'm talking about the beginning. He's talking about the end. That's the difference of this story. That's the performance.
He said at the very end of the performance, he just say, "I'm innocent" after he finished rapping.
Innocent.
So and you said it's 93, Stacey?
1993 MTV Music Awards, and I will send you the link.
So he was jammed up then when this album, that maybe that's why Snoop was not on this album, because this album comes out in 94.
Yeah, that summer.
Like June 94, this comes out. June 7th, 1994, this comes out. 30th anniversary just passed. He was jammed up. Snoop couldn't do. Snoop probably was kind of strapped down and not being able to do much in general.
Yeah, he just had to go to court and go home.
But yeah, this G-Funk album. I didn't even realize until we decided we was gonna do it. There was only 30 minutes, and I was like, "This is only 36 minutes." I felt like it was so much longer.
Just looking, literally just looking at Wikipedia, and when you see the track time, you're like,
it's like what, 10 songs, ain't it? They're like 10.
But some songs are. Wait a minute. Let me go. Did I lose you? I lost it. Some songs are.
It's 10 songs. So two interludes, intros, and 10 songs.
8 songs.
It looks like. Yeah, 10 songs. Two intro things are. Yeah, it's just this album was like, yes, it's not the best rap album of time, but at that time, it was a refreshing thing of it being something different and something being able to give you like a fun time. And it was just a refreshing album, I would say, and that's why it's
definitely
a
top
album.
10. It's definitely a top 10 West Coast album.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe top. I don't know about top 5. It's definitely top 10 though.
Yeah. I mean, the G-Funk era is. I mean, some people like to say Dre put the idea of that. Some people say it's Warren G. Some people say it's Daz. That whole
sample in the 70s songs.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about Dre was out there hanging with them Long Beach cats. Daz and Warren G was out there doing that style of that feel of music, you know. So where would hip hop be if it wasn't for albums like this and, you know, the Dog Pound album as well?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank y'all for listening. Stacey, where can people hit you up at?
You can find me on the interweb, all social media platforms. I'm either Stacey Adams or the Stacey Adams on TikTok. So Stacey with the E, Adams with the Z. I also want to say I love that y'all are actually watching the reels and the shorts. Like, it's kind of like weird. Like, I'll be sitting here and then all of a sudden it'll be like, your reel has this many plays, or it'll be like, oh, this person commented or liked it, and then you go, you're like, wait a minute, I watched this like
Yeah, I be
5,000.
getting all notifications on Instagram. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. Like, whoa. So I definitely appreciate that. So thank y'all for watching and commenting and liking and sharing and following. Like, I'm getting followers now on my Stacey Adams Instagram page. So I'm like, damn, I need to start posting more. I don't like, that was the page. Like, I kind of stopped using that page really. So really, like, honestly, you get memes of things that I wouldn't say normally. Like the real Stacey Adams post some things and be like, wait a minute, now hold on, what she just say? Like, so the people that the work folks to be like, oh my gosh, what is she? And that's it. So don't think that I don't check the comments. I just don't I don't post a lot on that page, but it's there. It's active. If you say something, I'll respond.
Scott, when people hit you up at, man?
Hit me up everywhere, cool as Scott, but I'm mainly in the group posting at all times of the day.
Yeah, make sure y'all join
keep it going.
Music group. A shout out to somebody came from TikTok. Said, hey, I literally found y'all from TikTok. Like, I looked y'all up from TikTok. So shout out to, because that means you did a lot of extra work. You literally, because it doesn't make it friendly to be able to like link it to other places because they want to. It's a business thing of want to keeping you in that silo.
TikTok.
But the fact that someone literally was like, I gotta go find them.
Yeah, let me find them
somewhere
ASAP.
else. And shout out to you.
Thank you.
You took 4 steps.
Like,
most people only take 1.
We appreciate you opening up the Facebook app, typing in the name of the group, then hitting join, and then answering the questions in order to
and then putting it where you came from.
So definitely appreciate you for doing that. Like, and tell your friends, come on in. Like, we just in there Scott posting music stuff, I'm posting stuff and laughing at it or
keeping engagement going. Some people go get mad at me for posting Brian McKnight, but I don't care.
Right, that's it. And
he ain't do nothing to me. He still makes good music.
He'll be here in Dallas. I think I saw something the other day with saying he was gonna be here, and I'm like,
are they boycotting it? Like Detroit said, no way. We talked about that before.
Look, I don't have a decision on this, and look, the Lord ain't done with me yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if he really is coming, because I've been trying to go to see him for a very, very long time, but at the same time, I don't know. We'll see. If I get a ticket for like $30,
he probably looking for them cities that he's safe. Like Daryl said, the cities that's safe to go to.
The Green Book, the Brian McKnight Green Book.
You can go see him in them casinos in them Indian
Green Book, and now there is a Brian McKnight Green Book of all the cities that he is able to go.
Man, well, thank y'all for listening as always. We'll be back. Peace.